Right then, hello. Episode 11 of the World According to Ali. Very late on this one because it's Wednesday, 23rd of March 2016. And I know I was supposed to do it on Sunday, but there's a lot going on. A lot going on. My brain's split into about 10 different fast lanes. So yeah, but I'm on it, so don't worry. Anyway, enough of that. On to the questions. So, question 1, Angela Owens. How can I make intentions into firm actions? For example, I intend to go to a gym which shall not be named, but fail. Whereas I never intend to go to PTS, but it's ingrained in me as an action. And I'm sure she's asked this before, but in different words and in different ways. But basically, how can I make intentions into firm actions? One of the easiest ways to not make an intention into an action is to hesitate. That little saying, hesitation begets defeat. It's exactly that, you know. If you want your intentions to be more than just intentions, you have to act straight away. Okay? So, you know, you can have desire for something, and then that can create an intention, you know, to like form a plan or something you think you need to do. Then you need to act straight away. And if you can't take the actual direct action, then you need to take some kind of action that will lead into the direct action. In other words, don't have an intention and say like you can't act on it until tomorrow. Still do something, you know, do something that will make tomorrow happen quicker and easier. If that makes sense. So how can I make intentions into firm actions? And that's just act straight away, even if you can't act straight away. You know, even something as simple as say like you've got an intention to do whatever, but you can't do it until tomorrow. Write it down. Okay, that acts as an action straight away, no hesitation. You write it down. Yeah, I love to-do lists. Big fan of to-do lists, because if I think about an action, I think, you know what, or rather I have an intention and there's an action, and so like I think of that like now in the evening when everything's closed, I can't get in contact with anyone until tomorrow. I write it down and I've taken some action without hesitation. That makes it then a lot easier to, you know, action something more effective when the opportunity is there. So you must take some kind of action immediately with no hesitation, whatever that may be. But yeah, even if it's create a list, which I'm a big fan of. So yeah, that will do for that one. Cheers. So question 2 from Sam Langthorne. Old school versus new school. Which era of bodybuilding is the best? Funny question this, to be honest. I mean, really, I guess new school replaces old school, doesn't it? All the time. When you got something that's old school, it generally gets replaced by new school. The logic would be that the new school is better, isn't it? Because that's what it's evolved into. That's what people are now demanding. Yeah, a lot of people misunderstand that point, you know. Old school ends up disappearing or only being a nostalgic thing because, you know, a new demand gets created and new school gets created, whatever that may be. And people may not like it and people may disagree with it. But, you know, if the old school was serving the demands the best, new school wouldn't get created. But anyway, I can tell you which I prefer, and that's old school, you know, because bodybuilding is all about the drugs, you know, and the more drugs they take, you know, all of it, you know, it gets crazier and crazier and crazier, and it has weirder and weirder effects on the body. So that obviously you get bodybuilders now that look like sacks, big ripped veiny sacks. It's weird, You know, I mean, fair play to them, don't get me wrong. The discipline is outrageous. What they accomplish and what they achieve and what they put themselves through is crazy. You know, and that's the pursuit that they've decided to pick, so fair play to them. But, you know, bodybuilding is all about subjectiveness and aesthetics and beauty's in the eye of the beholder and all that sort of stuff. And so for me, old school is preferable because, you know, there was less drugs. And I suppose if you rewind old school back far enough, you get to the point where there was no drugs. And, you know, the bodybuilders were quite small by comparison. So, yeah. But I don't know, it's one of them really, isn't it? So yeah, I prefer old school, but just the sheer logic of which era is the best, well, it's the one that's currently mopping up. So new school is probably the best. I don't know, it's a semantics question, that, isn't it? Bit of a crap answer as well. I suppose I could say who's my favourite bodybuilder, and that's blatantly going to be Arnie, isn't it? Because, you know, he was in Predator, and there you go. End of. Okay, so final question. Bit of an unusual source actually, this final question. I'm not going to name the person, but it was someone off of my email list, and they basically, you know, emailed me in response to one of my emails that I send out daily. I hope you're all enjoying those, by the way, and if you're not, whatever. But what she wanted to know was, is it appropriate emailing abusive language to my customers? And that's a really good question, because and do you know what, is me tapping that pen really annoying? I think it might be. This might be really annoying. I'm going to stop it now because it's starting to annoy me. There, I've put the pen down. Anyway, how appropriate is it to email abusive language to my customers? Very appropriate actually, because I'm me and I use colourful language, which is the most soft way of putting it. Yeah, I swear a lot, you know, and I write like I speak, because language is my expression. And, you know, as well as enjoying articulation, you know, and being fond of words and the magic that they weave, I also enjoy the emotional content. And there's not very many words that get such emotional impact as swear words, you know. So I like to put in a mix of everything, you know. I like to be descriptive, I like to be articulate, I like to be, you know, grammatically correct, I like to have my punctuality on point, and I like to be profane. And yeah, it's very appropriate, because the thing is like, anybody that is going to be my customer, they're going to be dealing with me, right? And if they're going to deal with me, that means that they deal with all of me, if that makes sense. And if you can't handle me swearing, then there's going to be problems, isn't there, really? Because why should I force myself to be something that I'm not, you know? Because a lot of time I'll swear like just out of habit or just as a reaction and stuff like that, you know, because it is quite a woven in part of me, you know. And I'm not gonna fall into that trap of trying to be something I'm not to please someone, because then you just end up being fake, which is really crap, you know. And I'm not fake. Nothing about me, nothing that I want to present, nothing that I want to pursue is fake. I'm not interested in lying to people, I'm not interested in tricking people, I'm not interested in people coming in here and wasting their time, you know. Everything's got to be as real as it can possibly be, so that we can actually discover the truth, so that we can actually then move forward with where we want to go, what we want to be, okay. And I'm just, you know, one of those people that I refuse to be held in check for better or worse, you know. So it's highly appropriate, really, because, you know, one of the things, and this is quite a funny little point, is when I started sending out these emails, a lot of people were like, what are these emails? Is this a scam? Is this like someone hacked this account? And then they read the email and they were like, oh no, it's Ali. Look at the swearing. Do you know what? That's actually really valuable. That's like a little stamp, isn't it, of authenticity. You know it was me that said it. And that to me is like, well, it's gold, isn't it? Because then, you know, rather than it being like, well, anybody could have written this, or this could be from anyone or anything, you know,